If you've been loading up on protein bars, protein cereals, protein drinks, and all those healthy, high-protein foods thinking you're making the right choices for weight loss, but you're still struggling to see the results on the scale, this video is going to explain exactly why that could be happening. My name is Andres, I'm a registered dietitian, and I've been helping men and women over 30 improve their health, their nutrition, their fitness for the past 12 years. And if you're new to my channel, I want to officially welcome you. I honestly try to keep it real over here, and I provide evidence-based tips and tricks just to manage your own nutrition in the best way possible. Now, what's interesting, I just came across this really interesting study that proves what I've been seeing with my clients for years, that you can do everything right, choose the high protein options, avoid the obvious junk food, follow all the influencer advice, and you can still struggle with your weight. So if that's you, this is for you. Now, what's really frustrating about this, everywhere you look in the grocery store now, it's protein this, protein that, protein cereals, protein pasta, protein chips, protein everything. The food industry has convinced us that if it's high protein, well, it must be healthy and good for weight loss. And I get it. We've been kind of transitioning a little bit more into this healthier type of mindset. And again, it can become overwhelming. But this new research reveals something that might completely change how you think about your food choices. And stick around, because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to figure it out, what's actually keeping you stuck, because it's probably not what you think. So let me break down this study for you, because the findings are pretty eye-opening. Researchers took 21 healthy adults and put them in a controlled environment, basically a metabolic chamber where they could measure everything. I mean, everything. Exactly how many calories they ate, how many calories they burned, their hormone levels, even their sleep quality. Here's what they did. They gave one group a high-protein diet, which had about 30% of their calories coming from protein, using mostly ultra-processed foods. I want you to think of this as like the diet was like protein bars, protein-rich cereals. I'm going to walk you through what they look like. Now, the other group got normal protein, ultra-processed foods, about 13% of the calories coming from protein. Now, both of these diets had about 84% of their calories coming from ultra-processed foods. Now, these people were not aware how many calories they were consuming. They ate ad libitum, or to satisfaction, inside that metabolic chamber, which, by the way, is the most accurate way to control a diet study. Now, let's break down what they actually ate so you can picture it in your head. The high-protein group ate a high-protein cereal for breakfast. It's funny because I just had one from Ghost, the protein shake company, that they had something like that. A protein yogurt with raspberries, protein toast with butter, and also jam and cheese. For lunch, it had a high-protein pizza, high chocolate pudding, and for dinner, a protein bread, probably the same one for breakfast, with cream cheese and ham and sausage, tomatoes, and a high-protein chocolate chip. I would imagine it was something like a Quest cookie or a Lenny and Larry's if you ever had one of those. They had a protein bar as a snack as well. Interestingly though, I was expecting some protein shakes, but there were none in there. I'm guessing it's maybe not that processed. Now, the low protein group, on the other hand, for breakfast had regular cereal, imagine like maybe some Cheerios, regular yogurt with raspberries, and regular toast with butter and jam and cheese. For lunch, instead of being a protein pizza, it was a vegetable pizza, and they had a regular chocolate pudding. And for dinner, the same as a high protein group, it was regular bread and a regular cookie. For a snack, it was an energy bar instead of a protein bar. Now, here's where it gets pretty interesting. The high protein group did exactly what you would expect. They ate fewer calories overall, and they burned more calories throughout the day. Sounds like a weight loss win, right? Well, here's the kicker. Both groups still overate. The high protein group was 18% above their maintenance calories, and the low protein group was 32% over their maintenance calories. This means they were consuming it. They need X amount of calories to be able to maintain their weight. They ate 18 and 32% above that number. Even the high protein group, eating less and burning more, they were still in a positive energy balance or a calorie surplus. This means they were still consuming more calories than what they needed to maintain their weight. And this is the part that really got my attention as a dietitian. The researchers noted that despite the protein content, these ultra-processed foods still trigger overeating mechanisms. The people that participated in the study couldn't help but eat more than their bodies actually needed. Now think about this for a second. Walk down any grocery aisle right now, and you'll see exactly what these researchers were testing. Protein bars with 20 plus grams of protein, protein cereals, protein pasta, protein chips. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. Everything has protein now in it. The food industry has basically taken every processed food and added protein to it. They marketed it as healthy. I even recommend them all the time because honestly, I prefer to have a protein bar than a Snickers bar, but this is even making me question that. The study shows that the processing matters more than the protein content when it comes down to weight management. So what does this actually mean for you and your weight loss goals? Well, first off, if you've been frustrated because you've been choosing all these healthy protein options but not seeing the results, let me tell you it's not your fault. And it's definitely not about the willpower, and this study shows that. This actually reminds me of my own carnivore diet and whole foods experiment that I did recently. When I switched from eating processed foods, even healthy processed foods, to whole unprocessed animal products or just fruits and vegetables, the difference in how my body responded was dramatic. Not because of the macronutrients, but because of the food matrix itself and the sources where those foods were coming from. The researchers in this study found something really important. Ultra-processed foods, even when they're high in protein, they still mess with your body's natural hunger and satiety signals. Your brain doesn't register fullness the same way it does with whole foods. And higher protein diets have been shown to increase satiety, and even the study reflects that when the higher protein group felt fuller and ate less comparatively with the lower calorie protein group, but they still ate a lot more than what they needed anyways. So it's not just about getting enough protein in, quality matters too. And this is what I see with my clients all the time. They come in to me saying, I'm eating healthy, I'm choosing protein bars over candy bars, I'm having protein stuff, eating healthy, right? I'm doing all the right things, but they're still struggling. Well, this study explains exactly why. There's a bunch of others that continue to show the same thing. It's not about the protein content, even though it is important. It's about the fact that these foods are still ultra-processed, and without calorie management and the awareness around how many calories you're consuming, you can still be eating more than what you need. These foods are designed to be hyperpalatable, which means they override your body's natural ability to regulate how much you eat because of their texture, how they feel in your mouth, and a bunch of other things that a lot of companies spend millions of dollars to try to understand so they can literally design products for you to eat tons of it. Now, here's the thing. Now, the researchers concluded that even high-protein, ultra-processed foods did not prevent overeating. But here's what they didn't address, and what I see in my practice every single day. And it is that the solution isn't just about avoiding processed foods. That's not the point. It's about understanding your specific situation. Now, this study shows us what doesn't work, but what does work depends entirely on your individual situations. Some of my clients do great when they focus on whole foods and minimize processing. Others need to address their stress levels first because cortisol is driving their cravings. Some people have metabolic adaptations from years of dieting that need to be addressed before any food changes will work, regardless of what they are. And this is probably why you've been also very frustrated. You've been trying one-size-fits-all approaches, whether it's like the eat more protein or avoid the carbs or just the eat less type of school of thought, but none of them address what's actually keeping you stuck. This study proves that calories matter, yes, but it also shows that food choice and food processing matter even more. And beyond that, there are individual factors like your metabolism, your stress levels, your sleep quality, your relationship with food that all play a role in whether you'll be successful or not. The good news is, once you understand your specific blocks, the real reasons you've been struggling with, this becomes so much easier. So instead of fighting against your body and trying random approaches, you can work with your body using strategies that actually fit your situation. So here's what I want you to do, because I got a potential solution for you, and it's free, I promise. I put together a free diet personality quiz. It's going to help you figure out exactly what's been keeping you stuck with your weight loss. This isn't some generic what's your body type quiz. This is actually assessing your specific situation, and it'll ask you questions about your metabolism, your lifestyle, your emotional connection to food, your stress levels. It'll give you a personalized response about what's likely been your biggest obstacle. But here's the best part. After you take the quiz, I put together a specific video for each individual report where I break down exactly what you need to do to address your specific block. Not the generic advice, but specific strategies based on your results. You can find the link to take that free diet personality quiz in the description box below. It takes about 3 minutes to complete, and you get your results immediately. Now, if you found this breakdown of study helpful, please let me know if you'd like me to do more videos like this, which are a bit shorter than my typical videos. And also, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe, because I'm always diving into the latest research that separates fact from fiction in the nutrition world. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week for another one. Take care and see you soon.